This video will give you 5 strategies to command respect like a CEO. Normally, respect should come naturally from people, and it does if that person is considerate and well-mannered. But this is not always the case. Sometimes people might ignore you, dismiss your ideas, not include you in group discussions, or at a more extreme level, they might take advantage of you in some way. Now, if you're looking to land a job in leadership, in a C-suite or CEO position, and any of these things happen to you on a regular basis in your job, then it's going to be much harder for you to actually land that senior leadership position. And if you do happen to land that job anyway, then without respect from the people that you work with, it's going to be much harder for you to do the job that you were actually hired to do. So since respect is such a crucial element for any C-suite, a leadership, or a CEO position, then it's important that you understand how to develop it, how to command it. And that's what I'm going to cover in this video. One of the reasons why people may not respect you in the workplace is because you don't make your needs a priority, meaning you don't advocate for the things that you need. You remove any importance from them. You make them invisible, and you make you yourself invisible too as a byproduct. I know you might not want to make your needs known to others because you don't want to come across as being egotistical or selfish or needy, but the thing is, when you don't make your needs known to other people will make their needs known to the group, and they will be the ones who get noticed and maybe even promoted as well, while you remain overlooked, while you get forgotten, while you become invisible in the group. Now, you don't always have to come across as egotistical when you are expressing your needs, when you are making your needs a priority. You can communicate your needs and your preferences in a confident way without sounding egotistical. You do this by being assertive. For example, I will need more time to think about this, or I will need you to finish this report by Friday. Do you think you can manage that? Or if you find the previous sentence a little too strong for you, then you can tone it down a bit and say something like, I'll need this report finished by Friday. Is that okay with you? This helps you to convey your need in a bit more of an open way and perhaps even a polite way too. And of course, you always want to use a polite tone of voice and a positive tone of voice as well when you're conveying your needs to another person, because if you don't, then that is definitely going to make you sound needy or selfish or pushy as well. As a side note here, in my Assertive Communication Skills Masterclass, which is an online video course, you'll find the link for that in the description below, I do help you understand how to communicate your needs assertively, which is basically how to communicate them confidently but politely and positively as well to another person. So if you want to check that course out, then the link for that is in the description below. The next thing you can do to command more respect in the workplace is to stop caring about what other people think. Now, this might sound a little bit counterintuitive to you. You might think that if you do care about what other people think, if you show them courtesy, then as a byproduct, they will respect you more. Basically, they will respect you because you respect them. Now, if you do this with somebody who is naturally courteous, it will work. But if you do it with somebody who has a history of disrespecting you, then they will see this as you being insecure or not confident in yourself or not confident in your ideas. And this will invite them to disregard what you say and to disrespect you as a result. Caring too much about what other people think often comes across in your verbal communication. So you might say things like, I'm not sure if this is a good idea, but this is probably a silly idea, but you say these things just in case the other person does actually think your idea is a bad one. It's a way of you protecting yourself from any type of criticism or disrespect from that person. But as I said before, if you are with someone who has a history of disrespecting you, then this is not really going to stop them. And I encourage you to use more confident verbal communication when you speak to them, and you can switch those phrases for ones that sound a lot more confident, like this. This is what I think, or I have this idea which is da da da. What do you all think about it? Both of these phrases will help you to come across as a lot more confident, and that confidence will shine through to the other people that you are with. And this is one thing that can deter people from disrespecting you. Another habit you should get into if you want people to respect you more in the workplace is to not self-deprecate, meaning you shouldn't put yourself down, you shouldn't criticize yourself, and you shouldn't belittle yourself in any way. The reason you may not want to do this is because you don't want people to think that you are egotistical or self-centered when you talk about your achievements. You don't want to appear to be better than other people in the group, or you don't want people in the group to think that you are better than them. I get this. It's totally normal part of being in a group situation and of wanting to fit into a group as well. But what happens when you do this is you give people the impression that you don't have confidence in yourself, that you don't value your achievements, and that you don't see yourself as an important part of the group. As a result, people will continue on with this impression that you've already established with them, and they will think it's okay to disrespect you. So if you catch yourself saying things like, I totally failed this project, I did a terrible job, but here it is, or I don't know anything about this topic, so don't ask me, then these are cues to the other person that it's okay to disrespect you. So instead, say things like, I worked really hard on this project and this is what I created. Or, I'll do my best to tell you what I know about this issue. Both of these are a lot more confident sounding, and like I mentioned before, this confidence that you convey to other people will act as a bit of a shield and protect you from people disrespecting you. Now, we've covered things that you can do verbally in your verbal communication to command respect from people you work with, but it's also important to look at your non-verbal communication and things you can do non-verbally to command respect from people in the workplace. In fact, in some cases, if you use confident body language, confident non-verbal communication, but you don't use terribly confident verbal language, then you can still come across as confident and you can still prevent people from disrespecting you in that situation. Here are some things that you should definitely do with your body language in order to seem more confident and in order to command more respect from other people. You first need to look at your posture. Your posture needs to be strong. You need to stand up tall, stand up straight, sit up tall and sit up straight as well. This includes keeping your head high, not keeping your head down, because this immediately makes you look like you are insecure or hesitant, like you're lacking confidence in that moment, and that will invite people to disrespect you. Make sure you have eye contact with the people you're talking with as well, because every time you look away, then this will tell that person that you are a bit unsure about what you're saying, or you're unsure of yourself, or you're unsure of your position in the group. And if they detect that, if they are not a very courteous person, then they will detect that window of opportunity that you are giving them to disrespect you. So keep good eye contact whenever you are talking with someone else. When it comes to smiling, this is something that we need to talk about a bit. Okay, so I am somebody who smiles a lot. I smile all of the time in personal situations, in business situations. People often comment how much I smile. Sometimes I think a little too much. And in my experience, I feel that this has led to people disrespecting me at times. They feel that I am too nice. Therefore, this allows them to disrespect me or to be mean or to be nasty in some kind of way. So from my experience, I have worked out that if I smile a little bit less, like don't smile not at all, but just smile a little bit less, this can help to create that barrier of protection that you need to discourage people from disrespecting you. This is something that has worked for me. It might work for you. I know not everybody agrees with this issue of smiling, right? But just try it out, see if it does work for you, because I know it has worked for me. If you want to learn more about body language, I have 2 other videos on my channel where I go into much more detail about different body language gestures and postures that you can use in order to look a lot more confident. I will link to those in the description below for you. As I've lightly mentioned in a number of other points already in this video, when it comes to respect, it's really about not giving other people an opportunity to be disrespectful towards you. It's about holding your standards high and staying true to your standards and holding a barrier of protection up so that you don't give other people a window of weakness, so they don't see any weak point in you that they can pierce through and disrespect you. I know it might seem exhausting to constantly, continually keep this barrier of protection up, to always be confident, to always have that protection there. It is exhausting, I admit it, even for me. But if you are with somebody who has a history of disrespecting you in the past, it is really important that you stay true to this and you keep holding this barrier of protection up. You don't have to do it with everybody. If you're with somebody who is courteous, who has never disrespected you and you don't think they will disrespect you, then you can let that barrier down. But if you're with someone who has that history of disrespect towards you, then it's in your best interest. If you don't want to be disrespected, it's in your best interest to keep that barrier of protection up. Setting your boundaries is something that will definitely help you establish that barrier of protection. So how do you set your boundaries? Well, making your needs a priority is the first step. This is what we talked about in point 1 of this video. Making your standards known publicly to others is also helpful for you to set boundaries. So you might say things like, this is what I expect from you. If you're in charge of a team, to your team members, the people you are in charge of, you would establish certain rules with them. You would tell them what you expect from them. So these are standards that you're setting with them, and this is going to help you to establish those boundaries so those people don't disrespect you. You can also respond assertively when somebody steps over those boundaries or when somebody pushes your boundaries a bit. For example, let's say you're in a meeting, in a group situation, and you were talking and somebody starts to talk over you. You can assertively say to that person, please let me finish what I'm saying, or thank you for sharing your perspective. Now please allow me to share mine. These are both assertive ways for you to set those boundaries and for you to command respect from that person. There are a couple of other really important things that I want to mention in this video when it comes to commanding respect from other people. The first is being accepting, or more, don't be too accepting all of the time, because if you are too accepting of situations, of what people say, of people overstepping your boundaries, then they will learn that it's okay to treat you in this way. They will assume that you're somebody who has no boundaries at all, and they will continually stretch the borders of what is okay to do with you, what is okay to say to you, and this can easily lead to disrespect. Basically, that person will eventually reach a point where they disrespect you, and they will think that it is okay to disrespect you because you will accept it anyway, right? So make sure that you don't accept too much. If someone is proposing something to you you don't want to do, be assertive and say no. If they overstep your boundaries, if they say something to you or do something to you that you don't want, that you don't agree with, that hurts you in some way, make them know about it, help them understand what they have done. So don't be too accepting of situations that really don't meet your standards. The second thing that is really important is the issue of consistency. Basically, if you are consistent with your standards, if you are consistent with being assertive when people overstep those standards, if you are consistent in the way that you command respect from other people, then people will learn how you want to be treated. It's really up to you to guide people, to teach people how you want to be treated. And if you are consistent with upholding those standards, then eventually people will learn that they cannot disrespect you. Learning skills in how to be assertive is something that will definitely help you to command more respect in the workplace as a CEO. So I will put a link to the Assertive Communication Skills Masterclass that I talked about before in this video. I'll put a link to that in the description below. Now, another video on my channel that will help you out is how to be in command of your voice. I will put that up on the screen here. And I have another video which will definitely interest you. That is how I learned to be assertive and how I learned to stop being a pushover. The link for that is up here on the screen right now. So I encourage you to watch those videos and check out the course as well if you want to learn how to be more assertive. Thank you so much for watching. I hope this video has really helped you or will help you to command more respect in the workplace as a leader and as a CEO. I will see you next week in another video.